Hello and welcome to our first attempt at flipping part of our classroom time together. I felt this was a perfect time to try this because one of the main reasons is we're getting into videos and to show you the power of the videos. Now some people love watching instruction through a video and some people don't like it. So this won't be something we're going to do very often, but this week in particular I feel that it works really well for what we're trying to accomplish. Now, tomorrow night in class, we still will meet at the regular time. We will still talk about the STEM lesson plans that you are to have done for tomorrow night as well. And there's not one correct way to do the STEM activity. So if you're worried about not knowing if it's exactly correct or not, it's probably going to be okay. It needs to be hands-on, minds-on, as far as it needs to be something that they're using manipulatives, they're building, they're constructing, they're collaborating, they're working with some partners to make something that is going to do something to help them learn something better. Better way to explain it is you're taking a standard and you're having them create something, some type of project to show you what they know. All right, so back to our video for today. Now, in the nightly agenda, it will say, please watch this video. And right here will be the link for this video that you're watching right now. What I want to do is I want to go through most of what we would normally cover. It normally takes me about 40 to 45 minutes. And what I found is sometimes I talk too much. I know it's hard to believe, right? But what I'd like to do with this is to keep it concise, to keep it less than 15 minutes so you're able to watch this video in your own time. Hopefully you get a chance to watch it before class. That'd be very helpful and that's ideal. I know that I'm not giving you much time by giving it to you on Tuesday. So, all right, first thing I want to look at is one of the biggest things with the iPad lessons was a lot of people are trying to integrate technology for one part of the lesson. I really want you to think about how can you integrate technology multiple times in the lesson. Now, one of the best ways is bell ringers. Now, here's an example if you click on the first link. Now, I am a terrible singer, and I'm not a big singer with my students at all. However, I would go to YouTube and I would find YouTube clips all the time about what we are going to cover. So phonics song, let's say you're teaching your students about phonics. Instead of just saying, okay kids, let's talk about phonics, how can you get them engaged from the first thing you do for that particular lesson? Videos is an outstanding way to hook your students. And the neat thing too with YouTube is typically it has some good suggestions for you. So if you like this video, here's a couple other ones that you could use as well. Now, just like anything you do with technology, you don't want to overuse that particular tool or software or whatever you're using. I'm not going to play YouTube videos every single day, but maybe I'm going to do it a couple of times a week to get the kids excited about that lesson. Second link, Brain Pop. Now, we've already covered Brain Pop. This is a fantastic way to get your kids excited about this one, similes. Instead of just saying, okay kids, name a few examples of similes or solve these problems, how can you show them something via technology that gets them excited for what they're going to learn? The next one, books. We've talked a little bit about some different websites that have books available. This link here, you actually won't have access to it, but I'm just going to show you what it is and what I used to do. When I had first grade through fifth graders at Covington, I would allow them to go to Storyline Online and listen to a book. Here's some great examples right here. The advantage of embedding the video in your website is it eliminates all those extra videos on the side that you don't want your students to see. I also had a couple of students who were really top-notch readers. So for instance, right here, the Gerald and Piggy books, I had a couple of students read those and record themselves reading it, and then the younger students were able to watch that. Now, if I were in a classroom situation, I would be able to let my students watch this video before we started our activities. One of the biggest ways to hook students is by reading them a book. Now, I know that's not completely technology, however, you need to have a couple of different tools in your bag. Reading a book one day, showing a video clip the next day, playing a song, and then maybe the fourth day you're doing manipulatives or you're dancing around the room doing something. Here's what I used to do for my bell ringers. All right, what did we talk about yesterday? And that's how I thought you were supposed to kick off a lesson. All right, what'd you guys do last night? Okay, great, let's get moving here. Please turn to this page. Now, that didn't prime their brains for what they were going to learn. It basically was me just saying, all right, let's go, let's keep on moving. So the kids never were truly hooked or invested in the lesson until I found the next thing that was going to hook them. So don't do what I did here. You really want to try to use technology to the best of your ability. Also, something to think about with that is you don't want to talk about 10 different standards for one 30-minute lesson. You need just a couple, one or two, and you're going to hit them really hard, and the kids are going to know what those standards are. Don't run yourself too thin by trying to cover too many standards in one lesson. All right, the next link here is Padlet. Padlet is a great website, which is kind of like an online storyboard where you can get kids to post notes. It's kind of like sticky notes. If you were to ask the students, okay, what should we write about today? You can give them an opportunity to post here. So if I click on the plus, it won't allow me to because of the video here, but if I click the plus, a box pops up. I can type in my answer to a question or what I'm thinking about writing or typing for my story. So this also allows students to see what others are thinking about writing or typing for a project. So Padlet is a great website to kind of get your ideas down and to get them to start to see what other students or what their friends are going to write about. Okay, next one is creating a link. Now, if I take this and I right-click copy, and I come back here and I do a Control V or right-click paste, there's my link. When I hit the spacebar, it turns it to an active link. Now, I want mine to look a little cleaner. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type the word link. I'm going to highlight the word link. Now, if I right-click this, it's going to go to link here. Now I'm going to right-click paste. So there's my long URL. When I hit apply, this turns into my link. It's just a nice, neat, clean way to do a link for your students. An advantage of doing it this way, I can then change it and I can say, hey students, click here. Students, click here. Apply. So then now their attention is right there. They might not know what the link is to start, but they're going to know right where to click and what to do. All right, I heard a very great quote several years ago by a really successful realtor in New York City, and his goal is expansion in all ways, always, or always in all ways. I think that applies directly to technology as well. I really believe teachers need to think about technology always, in all ways. So again, it's not just, okay, great, I showed a YouTube clip today, I'm done for the day or worse, the week. You want to think about what else can I do to plug in technology. Now think back to the SAMR model. Substitution is okay. I don't want you to hear me say that it's not, because it definitely is okay. It's a starting point. What do you want your students to gain by using that particular technology piece or tool or whatever you're using? So really think about, how can I use this as often as possible? All right, shifting gears here to brain breaks. GoNoodle is a fantastic website. The neat thing about GoNoodle is it is free. It gets kids up and moving. And now this is not just for indoor recess, although my own children do use this quite often for indoor recess. This is a brain break. You look out in your class and you can tell they are deer in headlights. They are drained. Stand up. All right, let's try this out. And you can create a free account. It's really simple to set up. What you do is you like certain videos. It starts to put together a collection for you. I apologize, my internet's running really slow here today. But feel free to check that out at some point. It has a bunch of really funny videos. And if you're not the type of person that is able to get up and dance around and sing around, Go Noodle is a great way for your kids to really think about, hey, movement. Now, a great saying is when your bottom is asleep, your brain's asleep. So when the kids have been sitting down too long, their brains are kind of starting to shut down too. So it's a real quick transition in between subjects as well. Next one, here's another link for some more brain breaks. My PE teacher that I used to work with over at Covington, Paige Oliva, does a ton of these brain breaks. And the neat thing is you can still incorporate these into your classroom setting. So, for instance, Play-Doh. It's great for manipulatives, it's great for building fine motor skills. It's something different for your students to try. Pin flipping brain break takes 1 to 2 minutes. It's just something where they're able to take kind of a mental break of, okay, I'm done with school just for a little bit. I'm going to do this fun activity. All right, now good, I'm energized and I'm ready to go again. There's a ton of fun ones here. The neat thing with this too is there's some videos that are embedded in here that you can check out. It goes through and it shows you how to do some different hands break, how you can clap, do different claps. I've also seen it done where students do multiplication facts and they have to clap and they have to say the different facts or different things like that. So definitely give brain breaks a try. And a great recommendation is, here's another way you can work technology in. Granted, most of the time it is just a substitution level, but that is perfectly okay. All right, we're kind of shifting gears here. With your video directions for your next week's assignment, I will go over these more in detail and I will cover Screencast-O-Matic with you guys in class tomorrow night. Here's a couple more links for you to look at. The first one is 7 fabulous iPad apps to create short animated lessons for your flipped classroom. We'll talk more about flipping and blending and what that looks like. It just gives you a couple of examples of here's some other ways you could create a video lesson for your students. Link number 2 comes from Graphite. We've talked a lot about Graphite. Here's some other examples for you. We've looked at quite a few of these already. The main thing is to find something for your video lesson that you are comfortable doing. Now again, I'm the only person that's going to see your video, so this is a great chance for you to be creative with it, to have a lot of fun, and to take a chance. Try it out. For most of you, this is your first time making a video for others to watch. One big question to think about is, how will you get your videos to your students? Now my way is I made a website. Your way right now is probably not to have a website, but in your lesson you can say, hey kids, don't forget to check out our website to watch this video. All right, and I will go over a little bit of this with you guys tomorrow, but please make sure you have the whole video watched before class. And as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.